Hello, good morning friends. I am MJ of PGT Physics, JNU Nanded. Now in today's class, we are going to discuss the topic that is Coulomb's law. It is one of a very important topic of a very first unit, that is the electrostatic for class 12. Now what are the points to be discussed in today's lesson? The points are: the first we have to discuss Coulomb's law. Second point, that is Coulomb's law in vector form. Third point is that is superposition principle, that is forces between multiple charges. And the last point that we have to see, that is the numerical examples. So now we will discuss one by one. The very first point, that is Coulomb's law. Now see the picture. This is the man, the great scientist Charles Augustin de Coulomb. He gave the concept of this Coulomb's law. Already we know the SI unit of a charge. What is that? That is a Coulomb. That SI unit of a charge is named, put after this man to honor him. Now this is the method just to honor the man, scientist who proposed gave the concept, and that is the reason why the SI unit of charge is Coulomb. Now actually we will see what is this Coulomb's law. First we will see the statement. Now the statement is that the electrostatic force between 2 point charges is directly proportional to the product of magnitude of 2 charges and inversely proportional to the square of distance between them. Okay. Before this, just in yesterday's class we have seen that there is the electrostatic interaction between different charges. What is the meaning of electrostatic interaction? Simply we have seen that like charges repel each other and unlike charges attract each other. That means there is the force of either repulsion or attraction. Now if I consider the 2 positive charges are there will be the repulsion, and 1 positive charge, another negative charge, attraction will be there. Then how much force is there? What is the magnitude of that force? What type of a nature of that force is there? That idea can be obtained from this law. That means we can say that this law, Coulomb's law, gives the idea to calculate, to obtain the magnitude of the force of electrostatic interaction between 2 charges, rather different charges, and therefore this is the statement. Therefore the electrostatic force between 2 point charges, necessarily we have to consider the point charges small as possible. So electrostatic force between 2 point charges is always directly proportional to the product of magnitude of 2 charges and inversely proportional to the square of distance between them. Okay. Now to clarify this, here we will consider the 2 point charges, charge Q1 and charge Q2. Now see, charge Q1, 1 point charges, 1 point charge Q2, another point charge. Now these 2 point charges are separated by distance r. Now according to statement now, what was the first part of the statement? The force is directly proportional to the product of magnitude of 2 charges, and therefore here we have to quote here F is proportional to Q1 Q2. What is Q1 Q2? Q1 Q2, it is the product of magnitude of 2 charges, and this force is proportional to this product. Second part of the statement was force is inversely proportional to the square of distance between them, where r is the distance between 2 point charges, and therefore force is inversely proportional to the square of distance between them. Therefore, in another word, we can say that force is proportional to Q1 Q2, force is proportional to 1 upon r square, and therefore if I combine both these things, then we will get F is proportional to Q1 Q2 upon r square, directly proportional to Q1 Q2, and again directly proportional to 1 upon r square. Therefore, if I combine both the statement, we can write a combined statement as F is proportional to Q1 Q2 upon r square. And therefore, if I remove this sign of proportionality, here we have to write this law in the form of equation as F is equal to K into Q1 Q2 upon r square. Rather, it is mod of Q1 Q2 upon r square, where what is this? K is nothing but it should be a constant of proportionality. Okay. Now we have to put here equality just to remove the proportionality. Therefore, we have to introduce the constant, and which is called as the constant of proportionality. Now, the value of that constant of proportionality, K equal to 1 upon 4 pi epsilon 0. This is the value of this constant. It is 1 upon 4 pi epsilon 0. Again there is one new constant, that is again epsilon 0. What is this epsilon 0? That epsilon 0 is called as the permittivity. It is actually electric permittivity of a free space या vacuum. जब तक यहाँ पे कुछ भी नहीं कहा है, हमारे पास देखिए 2 पॉइंट चार्जेस है, तो जब तक कुछ भी नहीं कहा जाता है तो दिस पॉइंट चार्जेस आर प्लेस इन ए वैक्यूम और ए फ्री स्पेस. कभी कभी हम ये 2 पॉइंट चार्ज किसी मीडियम में भी रख सकते हैं. अकॉर्डिंगली द वैल्यू ऑफ दिस कांस्टेंट विल बी डिफरेंट, बट सो फार एज नो मीडियम इज देयर, इट इज कंसीडर्ड दैट वैक्यूम और फ्री स्पेस, एंड फॉर दैट द वेरी बेसिक कांस्टेंट इज कंसीडर्ड, दैट इज कॉल्ड द permittivity. Why it is called the permittivity? Because how it permits the electric effect. According to that, if medium is there, according to the property of the medium, electric effect will be there. Therefore, that is called as the permittivity. Therefore, this epsilon 0, that is the permittivity of the free space. And now, finally, we have to remember this Coulomb law in the form of this equation. What is that? It is F is equal to, by putting the value of K, F is equal to 1 upon 4 pi epsilon 0 Q1 Q2 upon R square. Wherever we have to remember, we have to recall the Coulomb's law, we have to recall this equation. This equation itself, that is the Coulomb's law. F is equal to 1 upon 4 pi epsilon 0 Q1 Q2 upon R square. This is a constant. क्या constant में उस constant में और एक दूसरा constant है, that is epsilon 0. Now the value of this constant is 9 into 10 to the power 9 for numerical calculation purpose. If I have to put the value of K, उसकी value कैलकुलेशन पर्पस के लिए 9 into 10 to the power 9 कंसीडर की जाती है, और जो एप्सिलॉन 0 है उसकी वैल्यू 8.854 into 10 to the power minus 12 कूलम्ब स्क्वायर पर न्यूटन पर मीटर स्क्वायर, उसकी एप्सिलॉन 0 की वैल्यू है. तो दिस इज ऑल अबाउट दिस कूलम्ब्स लॉ. Now second point we have to discuss, that is Coulomb's law in vector form. Now what Coulomb's law gives us? Coulomb's law gives us the idea of a force, and we know the force is a vector quantity, and when it is a vector quantity, जो इसके पहले हमने जो भी यहाँ पे एक्सप्रेशन यहाँ पे पुट किया है, it is F is equal to 1 upon 4 pi epsilon 0 Q1 Q2 upon R square. It gives the only the magnitude. कितना फोर्स दोनों के बीच में होता है, it gives only the magnitude, but force is a vector quantity, and therefore we have to describe this Coulomb's law in vector form, and therefore now we will discuss how we have to describe this Coulomb's law in vector form. For that, here we will consider the 2 point charges, point charge Q1 and Q2. Now this is origin O. Now we can choose any point, arbitrary point as a origin. ये मैंने यहाँ पे O ये या ये नहीं, हम यहाँ पे O यहाँ ले सकते हैं, कहीं भी ले सकते हैं. We are free to choose the position of this origin. So O is a origin, and here Q1 and Q2, these are the 2 point charges. Now we have to describe the position of 2 point charges. For that we know in the concept of vector in mathematics that we know that, but the position of a point is represented with the help of a position vector, and therefore this R1 bar is a position vector of charge Q1. There is another position vector, that is R2 bar, it is the position vector of charge Q2. Now one more vector is drawn, it is R21 bar is drawn from Q1 to Q2. ये जो Q1 है, तो we have to draw a vector from Q1 to Q2. Now we are drawing a vector from Q1 to Q2. What is the name of that vector? That vector is R21 bar. It is drawn from Q1 to Q2. And what will be its value? R21 is equal to R2 minus R1 as per the law of triangle addition. Law of triangle addition of the vector. We know what is that? Is R21 bar is equal to R2 bar minus R1 bar. Latter minus initial. है कि नहीं? यदि हमको ये वेक्टर दी चाहिए तो होगा which is the latter vector is R2 bar minus R1 bar. Instead here we can have the value here R21 bar as R2 bar minus R1 bar. इसका यदि हमको opposite vector लिखना है तो what will be the value? Opposite vector will be R12 bar, as R21 bar is drawn from charge Q1 to Q2. We have to consider its opposite vector. What is the meaning of opposite vectors? Magnitude should be constant, same, but exactly direction should be opposite, and therefore what will be the opposite vector of R21 bar? Opposite vector will be R12 bar, and its value will be R1 bar minus R2 bar, and therefore R12 bar is equal to R1 bar minus R2 bar. Therefore now we have considered the 2 vectors. One vector is R21 bar from Q1 to Q2. Another vector is R12 bar, it is from Q2 to Q1. Now as per the law, said that कि there is a force of interaction between two charges. इसका मतलब क्या है? The first charge will experience apply force on the second. In the same case, ये भी फर्स्ट चार्ज एक्ट होता है तो उसके लिए सेकंड हो जाएगा. That means Q1 will exert a force on Q2 at the same time. Q2 must exert a force on Q1. That is the interaction. What is the meaning of interaction? Interaction मतलब क्या है कि Q1 यदि कोई एक्शन कर रहा है Q2 पर तो Q2 भी उसको क्या करेगा? रिएक्शन करेगा. This is called as the interaction. अभी अभी interaction क्या है? It is a force. क्या मतलब होगा उसका? If the Q1 is exerting force on Q2 at the same time, Q2 also must exert a force on Q1. And now we have to calculate the value of. Thus the force on Q2 due to Q1. पहले हम Q2 पर कितना फोर्स अप्लाई होता है देखेंगे. तो Q2 पर कौन फोर्स अप्लाई करेगा? Q1. तो what will be the value? Now its value will be F21 bar. That is equal to 1 upon, just we have seen the Coulomb's law now. F is equal to 1 upon 4π0 product of charges और distance का square. ठीक है. लेकिन अभी हम इसको वेक्टर फॉर्म में लिखना है. Now I am putting here F21. F21 is purposefully. What is 21? What is the meaning of 21? The meaning of 21 is this force is acting on charge second, that is Q2 due to first, and therefore F21 bar represent force on second. Second मतलब Q2 due to Q1, and its value now F21 bar is equal to 1 upon 4π0 Q1 Q2 R21 square. Now what is R21? R21 is the distance between Q1 and Q2. क्योंकि ये जो वेक्टर है इसका यदि हमने मैग्नीट्यूड लिया तो मैग्नीट्यूड आएगा स्केलर. स्केलर मतलब दोनों का डिस्टेंस. therefore distance will be R21. तो हमारे फार्मूला के अनुसार कूलॉम्स लॉ के अनुसार प्रोडक्ट ऑफ चार्जेस Q1 Q2 अपॉन R21 स्क्वायर. R21 कैप. व्हाट इज R21 कैप? R21 कैप दैट इज कॉल्ड एज द यूनिट वेक्टर. 11th क्लास में आपको मालूम होना चाहिए व्हाट इज द मीनिंग ऑफ द यूनिट वेक्टर. नाउ यूनिट वेक्टर कैन बी R21 cap that is equal to R21 bar upon R21. Similarly R12 cap is drawn R12 bar upon किसी भी वेक्टर को यदि उसके मैग्नीट्यूड से हम यदि डिवाइड करते हैं तो जो भी क्वांटिटी बचती है दैट इज कॉल्ड एज द यूनिट वेक्टर. व्हाट इज द मीनिंग ऑफ यूनिट वेक्टर? यूनिट वेक्टर का मतलब होता है कि उसका मैग्नीट्यूड कितना होगा 1 और उसकी डायरेक्शन रहेगी लेकिन मैग्नीट्यूड रहेगा 1. मतलब यूनिट वेक्टर से हमें किसी क्वांटिटी को गुणते हैं तो क्या होता है उसके मैग्नीट्यूड पर फर्क नहीं पड़ता लेकिन उसको डायरेक्शन प्रदान होती है. और यही कारण है क्योंकि यदि हम ये लिखेंगे नहीं तो सिंपली ये क्या रहेगा? स्केलर रहेगा, मैग्नीट्यूड रहेगा. लेकिन यदि हमको उसको डायरेक्शन प्रदान करना है तो उसको हम यूनिट वेक्टर से क्या करें? अभी मल्टीप्लाई करें. एंड देयरफॉर फाइनली नाउ इट बिकम्स F21 bar equal to 1 upon 4π0 Q1 Q2 upon R21 square into R21 cap. Now see what will be the direction of R21 cap? R21 की डायरेक्शन किसके अलावा होगी? R21 के अलावा होगी. Now R21 देखो R21 is directed like that and therefore see F21 bar is directing like that. Therefore ये जो F21 bar है देखो in this direction. This is the direction of F21 bar. It is directing this pointing this direction, and we can have the value for that F21 bar. Similarly, there will be the force on Q1 due to Q2. जैसा Q2 पर Q1 यदि फोर्स अप्लाई करता है तो उसी प्रकार Q1 पर at the same time उसके बाद में at the same time force will be there. ये फोर्स देखो किस प्रकार होगा. Here the force will be say this arrow gives the direction of that force. That force is F12 bar and it is directing this. Now we decide the direction. The direction is just this is R21 bar pointing from Q1 to Q2. हमने यहाँ पे एक दूसरा वेक्टर कंसीडर किया. It is R12 bar. What is that? R12 bar. It is from Q1 to Q2 to Q1, and therefore the direction of F12 bar it is from Q2 to Q1, and therefore now we can write the value for that force. F12 bar that is equal to 1 upon 4π0 Q1 Q2 upon R12 square. What is that R12 again? R12 is the R21 ले लो या R12 ले लो, ये मैग्नीट्यूड है. ये दोनों क्या किसका डिस्टेंस रहेगा. लेकिन R21 बार इस डायरेक्शन में एक्ट होता है, R12 बार इस डायरेक्शन में एक्ट होता है, and therefore this R12 bar gives the direction. That is the reason why which unit vector we have to use? We have to use the unit vector that R12 cap, and therefore force on first charge that is the Q1 is F12 bar equal to 1 upon 4π0 Q1 Q2 upon R square R12 cap. Okay. Now हियर r12 कैप इज इक्वल टू माइनस r21 कैप। ये दोनों वेक्टर आपस के नेगेटिव वेक्टर है, क्योंकि ये दोनों यूनिट वेक्टर है, उसका मैग्नीट्यूड सेम होगा, डायरेक्शन जस्ट अपोजिट होगी। यदि ये दोनों नेगेटिव है तो यहाँ पे क्या हम लिख सकते हैं कि f12 बार इज इक्वल टू माइनस f21 बार, क्योंकि इसका मैग्नीट्यूड देखो, मैग्नीट्यूड उतना है 1/4π0 q1 q2 upon r21 स्क्वायर 1/4π0 q1 q2 upon r12 स्क्वायर। सिर्फ फर्क क्या है, इसकी डायरेक्शन इज अलोंग 21 बार, द डायरेक्शन इज अलोंग 12 बार, बराबर है कि नहीं। यदि ये दोनों वेक्टर आपस के यदि नेगेटिव वेक्टर है, ये दो वेक्टर कैसे रहेंगे, आपस के नेगेटिव रहेंगे, दैट मींस f12 बार इक्वल टू माइनस f21 बार। ये क्या है पता है आपको, व्हाट इज दिस? दिस इज नथिंग बट न्यूटन्स थर्ड लॉ ऑफ मोशन। व्हाट इज दैट? f12 bar that is equal to minus f21 bar. This is the mathematical form of Newton's third law. Recall करेंगे? What is the Newton's third law? One body exert a force on another body at the same time. Another body also exert a equal and opposite force on first body. These two forces are always in pairs. These are called as the internal forces. These are called as the internal forces because that is due to the interaction between these two charges. Therefore, in another word, we can say that Coulomb's law obeys Newton's third law of motion. Coulomb's law obeys Newton's third law of motion. कभी-कभी आपको क्वेश्चन पूछ सकता है कि prove या show how Coulomb's law obeys Newton's third law of motion. Then we have to do all this activity, and finally we have to obtain this relation how f12 bar is equal to minus f21 bar. ये दोनों मतलब दोनों का मैग्नीट्यूड कैसा रहेगा, सेम रहेगा। इसका मतलब क्या मालूम है, इसमें से कोई बड़ा चार्ज रहेगा, छोटा चार्ज रहेगा, डजंट मैटर। एक चार्ज दूसरे पर जितना फोर्स लगाता है उतना ही फोर्स पहला चार्ज दूसरे पर लगाता है, क्योंकि दोनों का मैग्नीट्यूड कैसा होता है, सेम होता है, और डायरेक्शन एक्जेक्टली कैसी होती है, अपोजिट होती है। दिस इज नथिंग बट दैट इज न्यूटन्स थर्ड लॉ ऑफ मोशन। इसीलिए कहते हैं कि Coulomb's law obeys Newton's third law of motion। ठीक है, now we have to discuss that third point, that is superposition principle। ठीक है, अभी ये Coulomb's law is applicable to 2 point charges। यदि 2 point चार्ज है तो उसके बीच का फोर्स यदि हमको निकालना है तो we can easily find with the help of Coulomb's law। But instead of a 2 charge, suppose there are 3 and more than 3 charges, that means suppose there is a group of charges, that is called as the system of charges, है कि नहीं। हमारे पास पूरा कलेक्शन है चार्ज का। ऐसे केस में फोर्स किस प्रकार निकालना है, 2 के लिए हम Coulomb's law अप्लाई कर सकते हैं। So if there are the multiple charges are there, system of charges are there, group of charges are there, then for that the very basic principle is there, which is called as the superposition principle, or that is nothing but forces between multiple charges. For that here, I am considering the system of 3 charges. We can consider 4, 5, 6, anything. Okay? For the sake of simplicity, just we will consider a system of 3 charges: a point charge Q1, point charge Q2, and point charge Q3. There is the system of 3 charges. Once again we have to locate its position। यदि पोजीशन चार्ज है तो हम उसको पोजीशन लोकेट करनी पड़ेगी। Now we know that position is located with the help of position vectors। Similarly, what is that? R1 bar will be the position vector with respect to this origin। ये origin कोई भी ले सकते हम, यहाँ भी ले सकते हैं, उसके respect हम 3 vectors निकाल सकते हैं, origin हम यहाँ ले सकते हैं, है कि नहीं। We are free to choose the position of the origin। Therefore, R1 bar position vector of Q1, R2 bar it is the position vector of point charge Q2, and R3 bar is the position vector of charge Q3. Again we have to put the distance। Now see, this Q2 and Q1, this is the distance, R12 is the distance between Q2 and Q1. Similarly, R13 is there, it is the distance between Q3 and Q1. Again here 2 unit vectors are drawn here, R12 cap। Now this R12 cap is drawn from Q2 to Q1। Here there is another unit vector there, that is R13 cap। Again it is drawn from Q3 to Q1। ठीक है, these are the 2 units vector। अब 3 चार्ज में से कोई एक चार्ज हम अंडर कंसीडर करेंगे, उसको अंडर कंसीडरेशन। सपोज हमारा चार्ज Q1 इज अंडर कंसीडरेशन, मतलब 3 चार्ज में से हमने एक चार्ज कंसीडर किया। इसका मतलब क्या, आपको हमको इस चार्ज Q1 पर कितना फोर्स अप्लाई होता है हमको निकालना है। नाउ व्हाट आर द नेबरिंग चार्ज? नाउ रिमेनिंग चार्ज कौन कौन है? एक Q2 है और दूसरा Q3 है, मतलब Q1 पर कौन कौन फोर्स अप्लाई करेगा? Q2 है, Q3। ठीक है, दैट नाउ वी हैव टू सी फॉर दैट हियर फोर्स ऑन Q1 ड्यू टू Q2। पहले हम निकालेंगे फोर्स ऑन Q1 ड्यू टू Q2। अब ये 2 पॉइंट चार्ज हो गए, डायरेक्टली वी कैन अप्लाई द Coulomb's law। ठीक है, नाउ व्हाट विल बी द डायरेक्शन? सी, दिस Q2 इज पॉजिटिव, Q1 इज पॉजिटिव। पॉजिटिव है तो इसको रिपेल करेगा, और रिपेल करेगा उसी दिशा में करेगा। Therefore, this will be the direction of F12 bar. What is the meaning of F12? F12 का मतलब होता है force on first. First मतलब Q1 due to Q2, and this will be the direction. Can we write its magnitude? Yes. And it's in the form of equation. Yes. It is now F12 bar equal to 1 upon 4 pi epsilon 0 Q1 Q2 upon R12 square R12 cap. Again, this R12 cap is representing the direction of this vector F12 bar, and this is directing in this direction. In next case here, who will apply the force on this charge Q1 now? Remaining charge is now Q3. Now, force on Q1 due to Q3. Now see, in which direction that force is there? That force is there in this direction. It is F13 bar. Okay? Again, this is positive. The repulsion will be there, and the direction of force of repulsion will be exactly in the straight direction. It will be away from this Q3. Okay? Now, again we can have the magnitude. What will be the magnitude? It will be F13 bar. That is force on charge Q1 due to third charge. That is the Q3. It is again according to Coulomb's law. 1 upon 4 pi epsilon 0 Q1 Q2 upon R13 square. It is R13 square because we have to consider the distance between Q1 and Q3. Therefore, R13 square. Again, the unit vector is there. R13 cap. Unit vector is necessarily given because it provides a direction. हम इसे गुणते हैं तो कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता क्योंकि उसका मैग्नीट्यूड 1 होता है. It gives the direction because it is a vector quantity. Now, how many forces are acting now Q1? There are two forces. Now these are the two vectors. और हमको मालूम है वेक्टर किस प्रकार ऐड किए जाते हैं. That we have to add these two vector with the law parallelogram. Parallelogram करके हम उसको क्या कर सकते हैं? Add कर सकते हैं. And therefore, the total force we have to complete the parallelogram. यदि parallelogram complete करना है तो इसके parallel line निकालो ये. इसके पैरेलल लाइन निकालो एंड जो भी डायगोनल होगा दैट डायगोनल इज नथिंग बट इट इज द रिजल्टेंट ऑफ दीस टू फोर्सेस. और इसीलिए F13 बार प्लस F21 बार दैट इज इक्वल टू F1 बार. मतलब व्हाट इज द F1 बार? F1 बार इज द टोटल फोर्स एक्टिंग ऑन ए चार्ज Q1 ड्यू टू Q2 and then Q3. According to this law of parallelogram we can obtain this resultant force. Now, in the form of equation, we may write now here by putting the value of F12 bar and F13 bar. ये value put कर दिए. So 1 upon 4 pi epsilon 0, that is the common. We can take common here. Again, we can simplify it. Instead of a 3 charges, हमने 3 charges ले. Suppose 4, 5, 6, 7. There are n number of charges. हम इसको generalize करेंगे. If there are n number of charges, then what will happen? F1 bar is equal to force on Q1 due to remaining charges. Q2, Q3, Q4, Q5 and so on. It will be the sum of all the forces and therefore F1 bar is equal to F12 bar plus F13 bar plus F14 and so. Finally plus F1n bar. तो last रहेगा nth charge तो Fn bar. If I put the value here, तो इसमें से देखो कॉमन क्या निकलता है? Again 1 upon 4 pi epsilon 0 Q1 Q2 Q1 Q3 and so on. Q1 last term रहेगी. And finally we may generalize it. Because see here Q1 is common there because we are going to find the we are finding the force on the Q1. So in every term Q1 will be there. 1 upon 4 pi epsilon there. Therefore total term Q1 upon 4 pi epsilon 0 is taken common. Now we can put in the form of summation now. In generalized case, now it is what? Q1 upon R1 I square, where I is equal to 1 to I is equal to 2 to n R1 I cap. I मतलब कोई भी यदि हमने जनरल पार्टिकल ले लिया, ये सब लिखने की आवश्यकता नहीं. I की वैल्यू 1 to n है, तो we can put it down now. Q1 upon 4 pi epsilon 0 sigma या उसको समेशन कहते हैं या सिग्मा कहते हैं. Sigma Q1 upon R1 I square, where I is equal to 2. ये बहुत important. I is equal to 2 to n because why 2 to n because Q1 जो है Q1 पर हम फोर्स निकाल रहे हैं. Therefore I is equal to 2 to n. And this will be now the force on charge Q1. In the same way, here we can find the force on Q2, Q3, Q4 like that, F2 bar, F3 bar and so on. And therefore, this is the principle which is called as the superposition principle, which is utilized to find the forces between number of charges, that is the multiple charges, yeah, group of charges, or we can say that the system of charges. Okay? And now we can put that principle in terms of words now. What is the statement? Statement is that in a system of charges, force on any charge due to all other remaining charges is vector sum of all the forces due to other remaining charges. किसी भी ग्रुप में कोई भी एक चार्ज है उस पर यदि टोटल फोर्स रहता है तो टोटल फोर्स हमेशा कितना रहता है? इट इज द वेक्टर सम अपॉन द फोर्सेस ड्यू टू all remaining charge on that portion, and this is called as the superposition principle. Now here we will discuss one numerical just to understand the concept. The numerical is that two fixed point charges plus 4e and plus e units separated by distance a, where should be the third point charge replaced so that the force so that it to be in equilibrium. So that it to be in equilibrium. Okay. Now here we will try to solve this example. See, according to the example, these 2 point charges are there plus 4e plus e. It is separated by distance a. Now we will consider some another charge small q is here, which is at a distance x. Then इस charge के ऊपर कौन-कौन force apply करेगा? Plus 4e and plus e. Then what is the principle? We have to calculate the total force. That means what will be the theme for this numerical? We can first calculate the force due to plus 4e on this, then force due to plus e on this, and we have to add to get the total force. Now force due to the 4e according to this here 1 upon 4 pi epsilon 0 4e into q x square. This is the distance away from 4e. ये जो 4e है उससे away, this will be in this direction which is shown here, which is here f2 bar. Similarly another force due to plus e on q, the value will be again 1 upon 4 pi epsilon 0 e into q. E into q, what will be the distance? Distance is a minus x whole square. Now the charge to be in equilibrium, these two forces must be equal, and that is F1 is equal to F2. Therefore if I equalize these two forces, we will get this equation, and if I solve this equation here, we will have the value of that x. X is equal to 2a upon 3. Therefore the third charge must be placed at 2a by 3 so that that charge is in equilibrium. What is the meaning of equilibrium? The total force at x on the charge must be equal to 0. Okay, thank you.